Ew, what is good, my average people? What is good, yo? Fire Force, man. I was not expecting such a ridiculous type of fight this week. Not only do we see a light speed character getting caught every single time, we really just get to see Arthur's backstory, which I think is so powerful for this character. Not only is it powerful in the regards of just making him that much more understandable, that much more relatable. I mean, just not relatable to everybody in the whole entire world, excuse me, but he's relatable to a certain amount of people that can understand this, and I thought that was the more beautiful part of seeing this. Not only did they make an understanding of why he's so knightly and why he's the king of knights in an era where no one rides horses or uses horses anymore, so it's like, where does this kid get this mindset to be like this? And to start off, we end up going to the fourth and seeing where our main character pretty much has grown. And I put out on Twitter that people are like, who's your favorite next gen, new gen hero? And my man wasn't even one of the picks. Asta, Deku, uh, uh, guy from Demon Slayer, and one other person. Uh, so not even our boy. I then bring him up, and that thing gets like a ridiculous amount of likes because there's a lot of us out there that think he's a fire character, no pun intended, and that he does. If we're going off of who's strongest and all that stuff, he's up there with Asta. Like, he's pretty close to beating Asta in a fight, especially if his flames don't count as magic, and it's just something that's a part of him, which magic is a part of the people there too, so I think it would cancel his ability, like his fire, but whatever. Um, but I think he's definitely being slept on as a protagonist, as a character. And then this week's episode comes out where it feels like I shouldn't even be calling him a protagonist because he straight up becomes evil. He straight up becomes the one thing Arthur has always been pretty open about calling him, and that's a demon. So to then go and show your demonish colors doesn't look, I can't, it's hard to back them up. But yeah, overall, it's amazing to see what Arthur kind of went through in the case of having literally nothing, being like lower class or maybe almost even lower, to having this powerful imagination passed down to him, most likely from his father, who can see the stars and the galaxy probably and stuff like that, looking for different passing moons or whatever the heck he's seeing in the hat. But that then transfers to Arthur, and he only sees pitch black. He doesn't see anything. But after a while, he starts thinking, and he's like, hold up. There's a castle in here. There's some thick no. But he's like, there's a castle, and his dad winds up grabbing the mom that's ready to eat the supper, which I thought she was making like a full course meal or something. And it comes out that it's just like a piece of fish and maybe a little bit of rice for Arthur's meal. And with this imagination, with this thought process that he had, or imagine it, just in general, he pictured it as gourmet food that is only served to a knight, or it's the king and queen. So it becomes this ridiculous image type of training, not even training, this image type of battling that because the aurora burst seemingly is activating like this, because it's maybe close to these people who are easily manipulated. Because Matt, think about it like this: if these people are easily manipulated, um, oh my god, I can't say it. Manipulated. They're easily manipulated. Why wasn't it that the guy who actually wanted all of this, the captain of the fourth, wasn't taken over and started just doing the biddings of whoever he was supposed to do the biddings of? To be fair, Arthur kind of forced him to do it, but that's not what I mean. um, when I really see how the control aspect of this happens, it trips me out because he's ridiculously powerful, and for him to just think that everything could be better if he just kind of gave in and allowed this voice to speak and take over, that's a bad sign, right? Like, that's a bad sign that we're probably going to be seeing uh, this maybe come back, or him needing to be snapped out from it. Because like he says as well, is he sees the sister when he sees her, right? Like, he sees the girl that he doesn't really mind being around and actually might have a crush on, but now she's in his head telling him to do all the things that he's against doing. So I don't know how much of a manipulation level that is going to, or if that's someone, or that's like her true form, how she always looks. But whoever the old captain met to know about the aura, the burst, and just the the goddess or the woman he was talking about, and he kind of knew who our main character was referring to. Um, when we see it, he got cut up by the hands of like the mom, like the way the demon form looks with the red blood and like the skin's like burnt and stuff. That's what it looked like he got hit by. So I don't think he saw for too long what actually he was looking at, and he's just kind of predicting. But also, the scar only covers one of his eyes, so I think he just chooses to keep his eyes closed because maybe that's his best way of being connected with that thought at all times. But to see him getting used as a shield was absolutely hilarious, especially since he was practically gonna like it and stuff. Like, we weren't doing him any harm. We were just helping him get what he kind of wanted at that point. uh, but yeah, man, Arthur in his imagination, I guess, was kind of hit by the same thing these other guys were in, these little costumes. That's why they ran out of nowhere and started fighting and helping push the demonic thoughts out of our main character. So it makes a lot of sense to me that that's what they were just mainly focusing on, mainly keeping in mind, is the fact that the true hero could become the ultimate villain. And if that does come to pass, everybody is going to be in a tough position, man. Um, but yeah, this animation was pretty dope. Some parts look relatively wacky, but they cleaned it up pretty well here and there with certain parts. But yeah, with our main character already being able to move at light speed, and sure, I don't know if they did it on purpose or if they just didn't want to animate it every time, but we were showcased that Sheen was using his his technique to go faster. That's why one of the fourth could even keep his eye on him, and Arthur is then blocking that technique without even budging or moving. But I think it also comes down with knowing how he fights and how he was watching him train as well. He knows a kick's gonna come either probably high at his head or low at his legs or in his stomach. So somewhere there's gonna be a kick, and he's just kind of guessing where it's gonna be. But it's still huge that someone like Arthur, when he's in this delusional state, is keeping up with him nonetheless. So amazing stuff there. I think They just showcase that they want more of the characters to be able to keep up with our main characters, so it doesn't feel like he needs to just slap everything all the time. But we'll see how all this plays out. I'm definitely interested in Fire Force, as always, with the first season up till now. They're doing an amazing job, and I definitely want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you're thinking, how you're feeling about it. But with all that being said, I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you sooner than later. Peace.